Alicia Rose here with another episode of Ask Alicia. I'm really excited. Today the sun is out, spring is in full swing, and things have just been going really well. There was a bit of heaviness over the weekend, but the energy seems to shift it around, and um, yeah, it's another good day. Uh, I am channeling today these little redbirds that came in and have been hanging out. There's a pair of them, and they are in love, which I love. Um, and so it's quite a fun energy. But before we get into that, just a couple announcements. I've been doing a bunch of fairs recently, so definitely check the schedule for that if you want to come see me in person. And we have, there was something else. Oh, the Free to Love program is also in full swing, and there's going to be a workshop in May. It's going to be online. So if you like these styles of videos, we're going to do some channeling all about yourself, and then also some exercises to help energetically release what's no longer serving you. So I hope to see you there, and I hope you enjoy all of these things. Please let me know if there's other services you're interested in, or topics, or animals, or other beings. So with today, oh, and the website is roseco.co. Go there to find all this information. And today, like I said, we're channeling the lovebirds. I really don't know what kind of bird they are, and I'm gonna try and stop butchering that. But they're these cute little birds. They're mostly brown. They look, I mean, I thought the chickadees were finches, so I'm not even gonna try. But they're small little birds, and they chirp, 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 and they fly around, and they're really cute. And the female, her whole head is red, and the male more just his throat, but they're very, yeah, we're calling them the redheads. Yeah. And so the wifey came through a little stronger, and she's been talking to me a lot. And big themes of these messages are all about joy and love and like playfulness and really being free to play and being stable and secure enough to play. And so I think sometimes like we um, underdo those ideas that it's so much in, especially in the American culture where I live, it's really about working hard and, getting money is obviously a big thing here, but also just like the struggle, you know what I mean? And it's almost like culturally admired when you work a lot and ignore your family and ignore your free time and ignore your hobbies. And so this is the complete turnaround, which I love. It's all about loving life and having that joyful playfulness there. And also specifically like playfulness in nature. So obviously the birds kind of fly around and go between the trees and stuff. But as humans, right, we can go for a walk in nature. We can go hang out by the river. We can go or other waterways. Um, there's so many different things we can do, and even just like playing games. And I love playing with my little nephew, and pretty much anything that makes you laugh. And like the other message that comes through quite strongly is about like being active in your play. So as much as you can, sit inside and enjoy playing, try and get outside and get active while you're playing, and also this energy of connection. So connecting with your friends, connecting with family members, connecting with whoever else. I guess if yeah, that would be your friends, or romance too. I guess is the one that I miss. Um, so yeah, just like taking this a little deeper. Whew, okay, yeah. So a lot of like what I'll call Kuan Yin energy comes through, and actually, I personally like to call her Cherry, but that name means means darling, but the root of that would be the name Cheryl, which means beloved. And Kuan Yin similarly is oftentimes associated with compassion. Oftentimes, the one who hears voice is another name, which is actually like quite interesting when you start like unpeeling those layers, because it implies that there's someone else out there, some energy, some being out there that hears us that doesn't have a voice. And that is just like, whew, wow, mind blowing. And so I really like that a lot. And so, to remember this energy of like the importance of beauty and devotion and some of these more feminine aspects of strength and stability while being in that receiving mode. And what I mean by that is really knowing that like whatever you are doing, whatever you are enjoying is beautiful to you. There are such vast arrays of definitions to beauty, and I really like saying that saying there are many right answers. But in addition to this, this brings in the idea that there are many perceptions of the same fact. There are many truths about the same fact. And like I'm sorry, I can't remember who said this, but the metaphor that comes to mind is about the elephant, and there's like a bunch of blind men touching the elephant and describing it. And so they're on all different sides of the elephant, and they're describing like very different experiences, or observations about the elephant, but they're all true, even though they're vastly different. Um, and you can think like the difference of its trunk versus its foot versus its tail. There's so many different potentials. You know, one could be riding on top of it or being smashed by it underneath. And so the idea here is that even if you're not necessarily seeing eye to eye with someone, that person can still be right, even if that's not their truth, even if that's not what they're experiencing, even if that's not what they're observing. That doesn't mean that they are wrong. It just means that they have a different perception. They are coming at it from a different view or a different point. And that could be time or space or otherwise. And this is where we start to kind of filter into this discussion about awareness. And awareness is just so exciting to me because it really uh, questions the expansiveness or the depth of our awareness, right? And so I'm a pretty tall person, and so a lot of times my awareness is in like looking downwards. I have more of a downward or a bird's eye view, if you will, because we love the birds, right? And someone else might be shorter and looking up, and this is just a very simple, metaphor for we come at it from different angles. But if we're coming at it from different backgrounds, from different age ranges in our lives, from different experiences that we have, this starts to get more and more complex as we recognize the advancement of not only each individual, but all of us as a collective. And the idea here is like, how much can we love more? How much more deeply can we love um, when we start to recognize that there are varying viewpoints of all kinds, right? So this is really fun. I think that was the energy is like sort of permeating through in a special way today. And um, yeah, so I guess just some reminders there. I mean, in terms of astrology, we're going into Mercury in retrograde, and there's some other big transits moving through. I'm certainly no expert on astrology, but just like a reminder to be gentle, especially around our outward communication and also our internal communication, to be very gentle with that awareness that for the most part, everyone is trying to do their best. Everyone has good intentions, and they might act very, very horrifically, but they're coming from a different perception, and that doesn't necessarily mean, I guess it's asking us to have more compassion, in all of these situations, especially in those where someone may have harmed us either now or in the past. And it also asks, what sort of boundaries do you want to have, right? Because especially if someone has deeply, deeply hurt you in the past, um, that, and this is so interesting. It's coming through quite in a kind of disconnected way, but the idea is right, like so. And we're going to go through kind of multiple phases here. So the first part is like if someone's really, really horrifically horrid to you, whether they're just mean or even violent or whatnot, right? More often than not, we want to like put a boundary there and say, I'm never going to connect with you again. And then the saying goes, what you resist will persist. And so the idea here is not necessarily to push those people away, but it's to say, I love you, I recognize you, I acknowledge and accept what has happened, and I'm going to elevate myself to have higher expectations about the way that others will treat me. And inherently in this self growth, we are able to transition into a different perception, a different viewpoint of awareness. And with this broader awareness, we are then able to be less influenced by others' energies, right? Because overarchingly, if someone is mean to you, it's a lot more about them than it is about you. And it's about, and of course, if you like did something wrong and they're responding, that's one thing. But if someone just kind of shows up and is horrible to you, like, you might have triggered something, but like that is on them. They're the one behaving this way, not you. And it's certainly important to ensure that you're not setting yourself up for situations like that again, where you are um, unnecessarily vulnerable. So oh, and the ways that you do that, that's a good thing to share. The ways that you do that are to have some discernment. Discernment is, I love that word so much. But to know other people's, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Their interests. To know what other people are wanting out of their interactions with you, and to sense whether or not they are positive towards you. If they're good to you, that's good. But if they are not good to you, that is, uh, and the energy is so interesting. It's not that they're not good to you, it's that they prioritize themselves over their relationship with you or others. Because there's this thing where, it's kind of this giving and receiving wheel. And when people are on either side, to giving or to receiving, it basically knocks the system out of balance. And so this is where it's really important to allow things to happen the way they're supposed to. And I have to say I'm quite lucky. I often get nods when something that perhaps I would have seen as negative in the past are happening. So I'm not really surprised as they start to unfold. But I don't always know how to respond well in those situations because especially when people are loosey goosey, right? My expectation is that and sure, maybe you're learning things and figuring things out. But my overarching expectation is that other people can make their own decisions. And, if it's not aligned with us, that's great. Do something else. But don't kind of drag me through the sand while you're doing it. And it's been an interesting season learning some of those lessons, especially with those closer relationships that perhaps I have given people more credit than they necessarily deserved. And I'm learning I guess I have learned, and I'm continuing to develop into this lesson that I am more capable, secure, and powerful than I've given myself credit for. And this is a really interesting one because it asks us to, that kind of coming back around to that play and things, it's asking us to have more confidence in the work we've done already and to know that now it's sort of just playing out is the term that comes through. But that all the real work has already been completed, and now it's a bit like watching a movie in real life. This is certainly to some respect some sort of hologram, and it asks us to question what part is the movie, what part is the hologram, and what part is truly real. And from my perception, the truth is that that part of you in your heart is the only part that is real. So, what it's really telling us too is that you are all powerful. You have been blessed with dreams and desires to enjoy them. You have been blessed with these opportunities to experience them, to live them, to accept them. And as many things are coming to a close of late, it's interesting to start to recognize that every ending that occurs, every break, every um, termination is truly just the other side of a beginning. And so it sort of encourages you to uh, let things die, to let things end, to cease, and to have the confidence that that truly means that you are beginning a different beginning, a better beginning, a newer beginning, something more broad, something more expansive, something that encourages you to be more aware. Uh, so, with that, please know that you are safe to follow your dreams. You certainly have those dreams and desires for a reason, and to enjoy it. Enjoy this life. It is temporary, and uh, your abundance is guaranteed, your success is guaranteed, love is guaranteed, unconditional love is guaranteed. And it comes from you, it comes from your own perception, it comes from this co creation where you are the leading energy, you are the most powerful, and you are almost like you have a magic wand. You are truly creating through your intentions what is possible to come through. So, with that, I say thank you to all those who are here today, especially our little redheaded bird friends, and to keep on playing, keep on playing. They did ask that I pull a card, so just quickly, I will. I was in Washington at a fair this weekend, and I got a new tag. So, oh, I love that. This is Trust, Love, and Friendship. It's number 25, which filters down into a 7, and just like 7 heaven is an easy way to recognize it because it rhymes. But it's a very lucky number that implies an auspicious outcome. So trust, love, and friendship. Number 7, I love you guys so much. I trust you. I trust this path. I trust where we are. I trust where we're going. And I am so grateful to this community. So my deepest thanks. And I will leave you there. Just a couple of reminders. The website is roseco.co. Please go there if you'd like to. And check out some of those services. We do coaching programs. We do a live discussion every month. This month's topic is going to be the Free to Love workshop. So I'm really excited about that. I do hope you join us. You're welcome to also do the workbook that's grouped with that. And then also there's an option to add one-on-one coaching if that so feels aligned. And that will be May 17th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And yeah, lots of love. See you soon.